Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakah, Kodash. Alright? We also want to give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And we want to say peace and blessings, salutation to the hopefully elect. I'm Zahab, and to my left is
Yashima.
And today we're going to go into a live lesson, a quick topic entitled, We Have Broken the Bonds, man. Alright? And when I say we, we're talking about the elect. All right, can you get Jeremiah 13:12 right quick?
Come.
Because as you in America, something that we've been meditating on, you know, one thing I myself have been meditating on is how we have been psychologically wounded in slavery. And I know this brother himself, he gets into that, man. You know, he thinks about that, man. You know, our people have been psychologically wounded in slavery, spiritually wounded, you know. But we, the brothers in this troop, the hopefully elect, we have broken the bond. Well, first of all, we have to see what bonds have we broken. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 12. For thus said the Lord, thy bruise is incurable. So it said, for thus said the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous.
Yep, our wound is grievous. And what was that wound? Can you get to the part where it says I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy?
Come.
Let me see if I can pull it up right quick.
The wine, bro.
Oh.
The wine.
Oh.
This verse 12, it said, for thus said the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up, that thou hast no healing medicine.
Thou hast no healing medicine, man. You have no restoration pack in America, man. All right. See, one thing that came along with slavery and Jim Crow and all the other stuff was post-traumatic slave syndrome. So one thing they don't talk about was, yeah, they ended slavery, but they didn't restore the psychological effects of slavery, man. All right. If you look at the state of our people, a lot of our people, especially before the current times, the so-called black woman will have what? Green, blue contacts. She'll straighten her hair out, get blonde hair. All right. A lot of times, then you realize it's a result of low self-esteem. Even when she reveals her body parts, you would think, oh man, she bad. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, she's doing that because she doesn't feel like she can attract a man without being naked. So, and then the so-called black man, he has a wound because he depends on his system for survival. That's like the ultimate form of emasculation, to depend on a system for survival. You a lion in the zoo that doesn't know how to hunt. You've never hunted before. You in the zoo, and every week or every 2 weeks, Esau throws you a slab of meat, man. A lot of Israelites have a low self-esteem, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, all thy lovers have forsaken thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy.
I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. Now from there, can you get Psalm 17:13? All right. See, we gotta build before we get into the highlight of the lesson. We gotta build, man. We gotta build to let you know where it all started, man. Cause I was thinking, like, I was having, like, I guess you could say I was daydreaming about, you know, certain things I like cultural clothing. I like cultural clothing, but Jacob probably look at you upside down if you wear something that's closer to your culture. Yet they take pride in designer. All right, we're not those Edomites that's pushing the designer. That's not your culture, so why do you take pride of it? Part of being wounded in America spiritually is that you think the Esau stuff is better than yours. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 8. It said, keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings from the wicked that oppress me, from me deadly enemies who compass me about.
Verse 13.
Oh, verse 13 comes. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Hey, deliver thy soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
All right, so Esau's the sword of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So when the Most High said, I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, he was talking about Esau, man. All right, and to get further into that, can you go to Deuteronomy 28 around? Well, I'll show you which verse to get because I want to get, I guess, when stranger that is within thee should get above thee very high, just around that area. So we already broke down how through the Spirit, the wound is the wound of the enemy, and Psalm 17:13 tells you that the sword of the Most High is Esau, man. All right. So we're gonna expound on we're gonna expound on an illustration of that sword, man. How did that sword manifest on the 12 tribes of Israel, man? All right.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Look, why is the average Israelite's mindset getting a job or getting an education? Why don't you have control of the power structure that you have to work for? Why aren't you not only the CEO? Why don't you own any major thing? Why aren't you a part of the world market? Where's your access to gold, silver, or iron? Where's your access? Why is your ceiling is getting a decent job, man, or getting a skill for being a high level slave for Esau, man, or high level entertainment slave? Because the stranger that is above thee will get the stranger that is within thee will get above thee very high. So while your ass running back and forth on the football field with a football, this Edomite is in a damn skybox.
It's an algorithm, for Esau to be successful, man. So-called white man, he's so far surpassed the so-called black man, Native American, and so-called Mexicans, all right, Latinos. He's so fast surpassed us, man, because he has getting up high within us, man. What say the stranger? He said the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Just like the brother said, man, the average income for a so-called black man compared to a so-called white man is $100 to $5, man. Every $5 we make, the so-called white man makes $100, man.
And that creates the illusion of inferiority, like we're incompetent and we don't have the capabilities to make what Esau makes, man. But like the brother said, Esau already created a system, an algorithm that's going to keep us at the bottom, man. All right, go ahead.
They said, and thou shalt come down very low.
Thou shalt come down very low. So you got a man that can work on cars, build houses, fix your pipes, but he worked for UPS, man. That should be brought down very low, man. And you got an Edomite that don't know shit about shit, and he's 20 different pay positions above you, man. You can't reach him. But it all started from slavery. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, most Jake, we don't get nothing handed down to us, man. Yeah. The so-called white man hands down businesses to his siblings, man. He hands down teams. Jerry Jones, if this place was to go on, Jerry Jones would hand down the Cowboys to somebody, man. What does Jake hand down to his siblings, man? You gonna be a dope boy like your daddy? You gonna be a mechanic like your daddy, man? All right, that's about as far as we got to look up to, man. Or athlete, you gonna be an athlete like your daddy, man? That's about as far as it goes, man. And the athlete plays for who? The so-called white man. They are owned, man. That's why they call the NFL owners, NBA owners, man.
And I don't know an Israelite that owns a team yet.
Nah.
Did Jay-Z own the Jersey Knicks?
Nah.
So out of 100 years of us playing basketball, roughly, you niggas don't own shit, man. So that brings the scriptures into fruition where you'll be brought down very low, man. You have low status. No matter how well you dress, no matter how good you have sex, you a low level nigga in America, man. All right. Can you go back to Jeremiah 30? Thy wound is incurable, or thy wound is grievous. Because part of that wound is the effects of slavery, the psychological effects of slavery. Part of that wound is low self-esteem, man. All right? Esau has something called frame of reference. And you don't really have a lot of Israelites that Esau tell you about that really did anything. So that creates a low self-esteem. The astronauts is white. I think you brought that out last week. Most of the presidents were Edomites. All right, the people that did big things that's running the world, they're basically Edomites. So that creates a block for you Israelites, man.
Yeah, the ventures. You think of iPhone, you think of Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
You know, you think of the internet, you think of Bill Gates. You know, all you think about is the so-called white man being superior, man. You know, cause through his witchcraft, the media, a form of his witchcraft, which is the media. You know, he portrays himself as being everything superior, and the so-called black man, Negroes, and Latinos, and Native American, he portrays us, all right, as being inferior, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hands and the feet, man, the janitor, you know, the butlers, you know, the low-level jobs, man. You know, but when it comes to creating big change in the world, he's the face of that, man. All right, he's going to the moon, so-called going to the moon, which he didn't go to, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he put himself in making these big leaps for mankind. What do you say? On the Armstrong say, one small jeep for man, one large step for mankind. You know, Esau puts himself as being the forefront.
Hey, Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, just being the forefront of all inventions, man, of creation, man. Okay, cool.
All right, but hey, the brother's right, and that is real. That is real. Some brothers are more affected by others, but that is real, man. Cause you have a prison inside of your mind based on this prison that we live in, and it have you thinking that you can only go so far as a so-called black man. The fact that you grew up in a world where everything was done by Esau, you can't do it, man. That lion that didn't have courage on the Wiz and the Wizard of Oz, and the spirit that represented us, man. And that lion without courage, that's the result of being in captivity 350 years, man. And one of the attributes of a man, but not just a man, an Israelite man, is the feeling of, I can do it. Whatever you put your hands to, you're supposed to have that confidence that I can do it, man. Or even if it's fixing a car, man. Whatever it is in this world, we got to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that he take them shackles. If you have those shackles on your spirit, just be honest with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The shackle is self-doubt, man. All right? There's a book by Dr. Shahrazad Ali called The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. And in her book, she went into the assessment of the so-called black man. She said nobody ever told the so-called black man that he could create things for himself instead of depending on the so-called white man. So nobody told the so-called black man that he could help himself in his circumstance by creating things for himself. Like nobody ever told him that he could make his own shoes. He could sew his own socks. That'll take the dependence away from Esau, man. And what happens is, if you don't know you can do that, that creates the feeling of self-doubt, man. Like, I ain't never sewed no socks before. That's just an example. All right.
This is verse 14, back in Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy.
And now we know what that wound and that enemy is, man. All right, go ahead.
With the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
So we basically broke the covenant, man. We broke the covenant mentioned in Deuteronomy 28, and now we're suffering the penalties of breaking the contract. And part of the penalties was going to slavery, all right, by Esau, man. All right? And that's a horrible foundation, man. There's a horrible foundation in the world, man. Is it your foundation, your perceived foundation, is that you was a fucking slave. So that's another grievous wound. Your foundation is that you were a slave. And your highlight and your success was basically being enculturated into the dominant culture that conquered you.
And that's why the Edomites going crazy, man, by us standing on those corners professing that we are the children of Israel, man. You know, there's no way, all right, that you niggas can be these great men in the Bible, man. This great nation that is written of in the Bible, man. There's no way that can be you niggas, man.
Because Esau, Daddy Esau, never told you that was you in the history. Every time you watch a biblical movie, it's a pale-faced Edomite portraying the Most High and the men of the Most High. So that leads a process of elimination of, well, if Esau is winning all throughout history, then we're inferior, man. It can't be us. All right.
Verse 15, it said, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto you.
Yep. And that's the point, man. But now we're gonna transition into basically, now that we explain what the wound was, now we're gonna transition into the men that broke away from that wound, man. Okay? And you're gonna get that in Jeremiah 5, and you're gonna start at 4.
Come.
Alright.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 4. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, nor the judgment of their power. It said, I will get unto me the great men, and I will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord, and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds.
These have all together broken the yoke and burst the bonds, man. And part of that, see, we already out of physical slavery for the most part. So what's that yoke, man, and that bond? The psychological effects of being in slavery. And I'm going to pull up that word, wound of an enemy, in a blue letter Bible, man. All right? Because basically, you got something called post-traumatic slave syndrome, where it goes into the psychological effects of being a slave. And it's real, man. It's real. And it's not so much, yeah, you know, we was affected by slavery, but also the events after slavery, man. All right? Because we had structures after slavery, such as Black Wall Street, Rosewood, Durham, North Carolina. They were way more structured than Jake is now. But you had different things that happened, like COINTELPRO, all right? And Esau projected his white supremacy, so-called white supremacy on us, man. All right? That gives you low self-esteem, man. And for brothers in this truth that suffer from low self-esteem, and this applies to everybody, man. All right? Pray to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, to take them shackles off you, man. If you got a problem talking to Esau at work, or if the Most High gave you a craft or a skill, or you had an opportunity to not have to work for Esau, but you got self-doubt thinking you can't do it, all right? You got to esteem yourself, man. One of the attributes of an Israelite, I ain't going to say an attribute, but one of the things that pertain to an Israelite is that he's very precious, man. So if you think that women are superior, man, that's part of their... Okay. Go ahead, brother.
I'm get this in Isaiah, all right, chapter 61, verse 1. They say, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Yep. And you want to expound on that, bro?
Yeah, just this is what we have been ordained to do, man. Anointed to do, man. You know, starting with the apostle and elder GMS, you know, on down to every brother that's preaching the truth and sincerity in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, to tell our people, man, that we're not African Americans, man. We're not black. We're not colored, man. We didn't start in the cotton fields of the Delta of Mississippi, man. That's not where we started from, man. You know, we come from a royal lineage, man. You know, but due to our disobedience, we have been discontinued from our heritage, man. The scriptures say, man. You know.
I think I went into this yesterday, but I went into the word womb. What's that word? I went into the word womb, as in Jeremiah 30:12. Thy womb is incurable, and it goes into the Hebrew shabar. I think that's shabar, but it says figuratively ruin, specifically a solution, affliction, breaking. Well, and I'm gonna get to the point. It says, terror from the mind being broken. Terrors. So it says from the mind being broken, man. Alright, it says also metaphor used of the breaches and wounds of a state of mind. So part of that wound is talking about, well, not part of it, that wound is talking about a state of mind, man. It also goes into from the mind being broken. Now, what did they do in slavery? They broke your mind. How do you break someone's mind? You take an Israelite man that's 6'2", and you break his confidence and you break his will, going back to the Willie Lynch doctrine, that and you basically, he spiritually feels that he's a child.
Come.
When you break somebody, and even pimps use their word towards whores, they call it break a bitch, man. But the same technique they used us in slavery, they use towards whores and vice versa, man. All right, so when you break a man's will, his will makes him independent. You break his will, and you break his state of independence. Now he's in the spirit of a child, man. That's why he's 6'2" and he's afraid of you, man. Hence that lion without courage in the movie The Wizard of Oz. The lion without courage, just like it's to Israel, man. He's a lion with a broken mind. His mind is broken. So although he looks aggressive and he looks, ferocious, he's fearful. All right, go ahead.
This is a book of St. John, chapter 5, verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High, and they that hear shall live. You know, so like the brother getting into, man, you know, if you're 6'2", you know, but you have no power, you have no say-so at the house, you know, you got to ask your wife permission, you know, you look to the so-called white man, you know, to get information, you went to this plantation Christianity, man, you have no power, man, you know, you being you as an Israelite man is the worst threat to this world system, man, to white supremacy, man. You know, but Yahweh Shah said the day gonna come when his men, all right, his elect men will hear his voice, you know, and the dead gonna rise, man. And that's what you see, man. We coming out those dead estates, man. You know, because if you a man and you don't know who you are, you might as well be dead, man. You don't even know what's going on, man. You don't know who your power is, you might as well be dead, man. That's why I say they dead bodies lie in the street, man. You know, but now those dead bodies have been quickened, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man, and we standing on our feet, all right, being who we was created to be, man, princes of the power, man. You know, and that's the biggest threat to Esau's power structure, man. Us being us, man, because just like he got the rulership mentality, we got one too, man.
Yep, fucking right, man. We got it, and it's not coming from Esau. A Louis belt don't make us feel a certain type of way, man. We know who we are, make us feel a certain type of way. Was there more to that, brother?
Yeah, that was it.
I'm gonna get St. John 8:32. It says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." So that's going back to Jeremiah 5:5, where it said the great men have broken the bonds, man, burst the yoke, so to speak, man. But like, you know, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, we came out that mindset, man. You know, we don't have goals of being the biggest dope boy, man. You know, Esau had you running on that treadmill, man. Everybody want to be a rapper, man. Everybody want to be an athlete, man. You know, we don't have those admirations, man. You know, we know the truth now, man. We look way beyond that, man. You know, we on a way high vibration, man. The being successful within Esau power structure, man. We looking past that, man. And we didn't need his permission, man. The spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah has quickened in his elect men, man. And we didn't need Esau permission. We didn't have to go to his school and get in debt to learn that we was Israelites, man. You know?
And that's another fucking hustle, man. Alright, you don't need Esau's school system. All you need is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. You don't need no goddamn school system, man. Alright, that's why people go through the school system, they're broke, man. Alright, you got something, bro?
Hey, read 36, bro.
St. John 8:36.
Come.
Alright, let me get it right quick.
And all we gotta do is keep pushing, man. These strongholds are being torn down, man. You know, all Esau's strongholds through the spirit Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah are being torn down, man.
Christianity makes you keep that yoke on your neck too, man.
Come.
Alright, this St. John 8:36. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you should be free indeed.
And that's talking about Yahweh Shah, man. You know, when Yahweh Shah loosed up 7 seals of understanding, man, in the book of Revelation chapter 5, that complete understanding, man. You know, and once we received it in this reincarnation, man, we free, man. All right, you can't get us to go back to those churches, man, and call on white Jesus, man. You know, you can't get us to worship the so-called black woman, man. You know, the queen of heaven. You know, you can't get us to do these things anymore, man. We free these pagan holidays, all right? trying to be a thug, man, trying to be a real nigga, street nigga. You can't get us to try to do those things anymore, man. Cause we are free through Yahushua, man. We dead to this world, man. We live for Yahushua, man. You know, the only reason we live is to push this word, man. All right, and teach our people, man. You know, so we are free indeed, man. Even though we still in physical captivity, all right, because America is the prison house. You know, we just waiting on salvation from Yahushua, that physical salvation, man. You know, but spiritual, man, we out of this place, man. You know,
we from another world.
Come.
Did you want more of that?
That was it, bro. I think the brother pulled the precept book. You see it on your phone?
Yeah, I want to pull up the brother's precepts now.
Come.
Alright, cause did you have any closing scriptures?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro. To Isaiah 42 by the prison house, bro.
You said you want me to get it?
What is it, Isaiah 42?
In 22.
Come.
I think it's 22.
You know, it's a beautiful thing, man, going on within the nation of Israel, man. You know, so-called white man so used to us being dependent on him, man. All right, he's trying to figure out, where did you niggas learn that you was Israelites, man? Who taught you these breakdowns and these prophecies in the scriptures, man? You know, but that was all through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, to bring us from this low state that we was at and pull us into this marvelous light, man. You know, you got that, bro.
Well, I was holding the brother's precept.
Okay, you get that one, bro. Yeah.
Alright, this is Ecclesiastes. This is Mysteries of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, Shalom to the brother Lionel Diaz, man. Alright, Mysteries of the Kingdom. It says Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such were oppressed, and they had no comforter, and on the side of there was power, but they had no comforter. Alright, Mysteries of the Kingdom again. It says, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Mysteries of the Kingdom, Isaiah 1:5. Why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. And Jake heart faint, man. Jake has no hope, man. Jake in these cities going wild, that's the result of having no hope. You have nothing to live for, man.
Come on, that's why I say he seen the oppression, you know, but there was no comforter, man. You know, but now we got the comforter, man. We know that we are the chosen people, man. Just that within in itself, man, just to know that you are the chosen, you know, it changed your whole demeanor, man. You know, to know that you are the chosen people, you know, that's above all people, man. All right, to be able to tie, all right, yourself to these great men in these scriptures, man. To tie yourself to the power, the creator of the heaven and earth, man. You know, his son is our big brother, man. You know, we have confidence in those. That's the comforter, man. All this hell we catching, that's the comforter, man. Knowing that we kings and priests, man. We gonna reign as kings and priests on the earth, man. Lord willing, we part of the elect, man. You know, that's the comforter, man. For us that's in this oppression, man. You know.
Alright, this Job 5:18. For he maketh sore and he bindeth up. He wounded and his hands make whole. And that's a good scripture, man. Alright, for he maketh sore, he bindeth up, man. Part of that soreness was the post traumatic slave syndrome, man. But he says that his hands make whole, man. His hands being his comforter, man. He made our spirit whole, man. Alright, you have something you want to say, brother?
Just how by Shema Shai is transforming niggas into Israelites, man. You know, he's doing a marvelous work, man. You know, that's why he said, I'm going to get it. I'm going to read this scripture. Then I'm going to get the other one.
Okay.
This is 1 Peter 2:9. It said, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, man, because we're going to be kings and priests, man. You know, it's saying holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called ye out of darkness into his marvelous light, man. We were pulled out of darkness into this marvelous light, man. You know, snatched out of the darkness of this world, man. running on Esau treadmill, man. We jumped out the box, man. We broke the bonds, man. You know?
Your self esteem and your self worth shouldn't come from what Esau could give you. It should come from what Yahweh Hashem and Yahweh Shai can give you, man.
What you gonna do, man?
Yup. So, and brothers have to pray for their self esteem, man. Alright, and the great men, we burst the shackles of our feet. And literally the shackle took place in our mind of that self doubt, you know, feeling like you're incompetent, that you're not worthy. You're not worthy, man. Alright? But we're sons of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You have to factor that in with every facet of your life, man. You know? So, hey, man, that's the point, man. The great men have broken that broken that yoke off the minds, man. Because that yoke is in your mind. We don't have a yoke on our neck anymore. The yoke is in your mind, man. I mean, part of that yoke is oppression. You know, you working to pay bills. A lot of brothers are on child support. A lot of brothers got garnishments and dealing with all types of things. But ultimately, it takes place in your mind because your actions is based on the state of mind that you're in, man.
What's that, Isaiah 40?
42 and 22, I believe.
Yeah, we'll close on that.
You know, like we always bring out, man, Jake has been institutionalized in America, man. It's nothing great about America. Like how Trump said, make America great again. It was not great about America in the first place. You in Isaiah?
Right.
Okay.
All right. There's a book of Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
You're robbed of your heritage. Trump just named Jerusalem the capital of Israel, but the Israelites not there. You've been robbed. You have no frame of reference of what you did prior to being in America, man. You Israelites in America, that's the worst case scenario, man. All right.
I said they are all of them snared in holes.
Yeah, those different religions, man. Part of their grievous wound. You into Islam, Christianity. That's a big ass fucking wound, man.
Gang banging.
You gang banging, bags.
You know.
Westernization is a wound in itself, man. It's a snare.
It's all snared, man.
Yup.
You know. They said, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none deliver them.
Those prison houses are your communities, your homes in America, man. Whether it's in North America, all right, you're in these ghettos. Central and South America, you're in I think in Brazil they call it the favelas, all right. But a lot of throughout Central and South America, a lot of the Israelites are situated in the slums, man. You're situated in the slums. Those are prisons, man. How is it a prison? Because in Central and South America, and even in North America, there was resources, gold, silver, uranium, all that. You don't have access to it, all right. Esau could come and rob you, man, and you just in the slums, trying to make money off a tourist attraction, man. He turned all of your countries into a tourist attraction, all right, and you don't get any money. All right.
And it says, none deliver for a spoil, and none save restore.
None save restore. But now you have about some Shai restoring through the word, man. Hence, Ezekiel 37, the rising, man, of those dry bones. All right, you got anything you want to say?
Well, that was it, bro.
Hey, I hope you brothers are edified. You know, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash. All right, and hey, shalom to you elect out there, man. Oh, yeah, and shalom to the apostles of Great Millstone rule well. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.